Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. We're going to look at the state of Labour Party before Peter Obi stepped in, to give you an inkling of what will happen to Labour Party when Peter Obi exits that party, that platform. Because from all indication, Peter Obi may have no alternative but to exit the Labour Party, so that Labour Party will return to its former useless self. Now, let us look at Labour Party in the last 20 years or thereabout, before Peter Obi stepped in and brought it into national prominence. In 2011, Labour Party was so irrelevant that there was nobody ready to contest presidential election with that party. That was why in 2011, the then national chairman of Labour Party, Dan Nwanyang, announced that the presidential candidate of the PDP, Goodluck Jonathan, was their adopted candidate, because they have nobody who was interested in the presidency of Nigeria through that platform. Similar things played out 4 years later in 2015. Labour Party was so irrelevant that nobody chose that as a platform to contest presidential election. In the end, they have to do what they did in 2011 by endorsing Goodluck Jonathan as their presidential candidate. Goodluck Jonathan was the presidential candidate of the then ruling party, the People's Democratic Party. In 2019, what did they do? In 2019, they had a presidential candidate. His name is Usman Mohammed. I can bet you my bottom dollar that I've never heard about this man. He was the presidential candidate of Labour Party in 2019. Do you know how many votes this Usman Mohammed got? He got 5,074 votes. 5,074 votes. By then, all these Labour leaders who are coming out from the woodworks saying they own Labour, they were there. They couldn't mobilize anything, any votes for him in 2019. Why didn't they mobilize votes? The Labour Party owners, the Nigeria Labour Congress owners of the Labour Party, why did they allow Usman Mohammed, their presidential candidate, to get only 5,074 votes? That was how irrelevant both to the Nigerian Labour Congress is to the Labour Party and those who are in charge of the Labour Party at that time. That was how Labour Party is. Not the state Labour Party was. That's their record before Peter Obi stepped in 2022. And the rest is history. But it's like Labour Party is built to return back to its former self, where it was useless, of no value to anybody. That is where it is headed now, if care is not taken. This is because they don't seem to appreciate those who claim they own the party, I mean the Nigerian Labour Congress. They don't seem to appreciate what Peter Obi have done for their party. Because it is Peter Obi that made Labour Party to win the election at a national scale that is of unprecedented proportion. And it is believed that Peter Obi won that election, but for the rigging of the election. That is how huge Peter Obi's presence made Labour Party to become a party of national and even international reckoning. Because people know about Labour Party all over Africa. Now people talk about Labour Party, people talk about Peter Obi. They talk about Peter Obi and Labour Party in the same breath now, in Nigeria, in the whole of Africa. Because I can tell you for free, Peter Obi is the most popular African politician right now. And with his popularity, the Labour Party of Nigeria grew in popularity around the continent. Because nobody knows about the Labour Party across Africa until Peter Obi joined that party and made it a household name. Because before Peter Obi, the only significant election that the Labour Party ever won was in 2007 when Olusegun Mimiko used it and won governorship election in Ondo State. That was the only time that Labour Party came into national prominence. But it wasn't on a national scale. It wasn't on a national scale, like what happened under Peter Obi's presidential candidacy, where Labour Party won election in national scale. In national scale, winning the governorship election in so many states, but they were rigged out. A typical example is Enugu State, that was won by Labour Party, and Labour Party was manipulated out. Labour Party even had to struggle to retain Abia State, which it won clearly, but there was back and forth manipulation. But thank God for the tenacity of Elexoti, who fought with all the last blood in his body to retain that position. They wanted to outmaneuver, they wanted to do the magic they did in Enugu State and took away the mandate of the Labour Party governorship candidate. So Peter Obi brought Labour Party to prominence. And as I said earlier, it is believed that he even won the election, but for the rigging. So that's how far he has gotten Labour Party. Now, because Peter Obi has brought Labour Party to national prominence, the Nigerian Labour Congress leaders, are both old and new, are now crawling out from the woodworks, claiming that they own the party. They want to take back their party. Where were they when their candidate was getting 5,074 votes in 2019 election? Where were they when they could boast of no politician or no elective position of any significance? Where are they? These so-called owners of Labour Party. Because Peter Obi had made it relevant, and because Peter Obi is a threat in 2027, they have now been empowered by the APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go and scatter the party. Because what I see is a script written by the APC administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to destroy Labour Party. And they think that if they destroy Labour Party, Peter Obi will have no platform to contest in 2027. But they are joking. Because Peter Obi is bigger than even the Labour Party as a platform. Because he is the most credible politician in Nigeria today, who has never been accused of stealing public funds, unlike all those who are in charge of this country presently, and those aiming to be in charge of the country in 2027. He stands out as a beacon of hope for Nigeria. Because there's no way that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win in 2027 election, in a free and fair election. So what do they have to do? They have to look out for their opponents and destroy the platforms that they are likely to seek for election. That is what is really going on. But I pity the Labour Party, because it will return to how it was before, when nobody gives any damn about it, when it was mainly just useless, like many of the other portfolio political parties that you don't know about them. You only hear about them when the election is closed. And all kinds of people come out to masquerade as candidates from there. Recently, I have seen the Nigerian Labour Congress, former Labour Congress President Ayuba Waba. Agreed, Ayuba Waba, ahead of the election, did promise that the Labour Party, Nigerian Labour Congress, through their so-called political committee or whatever they call it, that they are going to mobilize support for Peter Obi. How many support did they supply? How many support were they able to mobilize? Ayuba Waba is from Borno State. How was he able to defend the vote of Peter Obi of the Labour Party in Borno State, where it was alleged that Peter Obi's vote was hugely suppressed in that part of the country, that state? What did Ayuba Waba do? Did he cry out? Did he make any noise? But he has come out now, crawling out in the televisions, talking about how they own Labour Party, how it is their baby, how they want to use it to improve the welfare of the workers. Did he do anything to talk about, at least talk about the suppression of Peter Obi's voting in Borno State, where he comes from? I also saw Saremu. He is the Director General of the Michael Imodu Labour Institute in Ilorin, Kwara State. This is a person who claimed he contested governorship election in Kwara under Labour Party. But I have never seen him say anything good about Peter Obi. In fact, he is more Tinubu than even the spokespeople of Tinubu. I have never seen him condemn any policy. Most of the anti-workers policy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Issa has never condemned it. Instead, he is among those who try to water the harshness that comes from those policies. Perhaps because he is the DG, a federal government appointee in charge of the Ibodu Institute. But he is among those who are now on TV talking about how they own Labour Party. I've never seen him talk about Peter Obi and the Labour Party during the presidential election or ahead of the presidential election. The truth of the matter remains that Peter Obi had taken the Labour Party to the highest pedestal ever. And he's on the verge of taking it even much more, because Labour Party and Peter Obi have also learned their lesson, how these people rigged the election. The election that they were poised to win, an election in which all the credible opinion posters around the world and within Nigeria said that it is Peter Obi's own to win. And it was manipulated. And Nigerian Labour Congress that claimed that they own Labour Party did not occupy the streets. If it were on other clients, and Peter Obi did so well with that party, Labour movement of Nigeria will occupy the whole street and even ensure that they revisit the presidential election result. Where were they? Where were the Ayuba Wabas, the Issa Ramus, who are now crawling out to talk about how they own Labour Party? It is their party. Let them wait. Peter Obi will soon leave their party for them, because the way it is going, at the end of the day, Tinubu will achieve his aim in the Labour Party. It will destroy it and return it to the level that it was before Peter Obi joined in 2022. Yes, I remember how Labour Party was. Their former chairman, late Alhaji Abukari Absalam, is somebody I interacted very well with. I interacted very well with. He's late now. I know the state of that party. I know the state of that party when Abukari Absalam was national chairman. And that is the state that party will return to. when Peter Obi sees it. Now they think they have become something because Peter Obi have grown Labour Party to become huge. It is now a party to reckon with in all the geopolitical zones. Now they feel that let them come back and grab their party back. This is a party that was so useless that even the former Nigerian Labour Congress chairman or president, Adams Oshomole, he refused to use it to contest for governorship election in Edo State. Instead, formed an alliance with and moved to Tinubu's ACN to contest the governorship election in Edo State. Now they are claiming they were formed since 2002, making noises about how it is their party. They want to take it back. As if they were able to sustain that party to any relevance before Peter Obi came in. Now another reason that I looked at, aside to destroy the Labour Party so that Peter Obi will have a platform, which is the agenda of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC, is the other second reason I can see is the envy. You know, Labour Party, I told you earlier at the beginning of this, was so irrelevant that people were not using it to contest any reasonable election before Peter Obi came in. Now, Julius Abure became the national chairman of Labour Party. Luckily for Abure, because I could say that Abure was lucky. It is not because of any of his special making, but he was lucky to be the national chairman when Peter Obi stepped into that party. Now, because of Peter Obi's presence, the party grew, and of course, Abure will grow with the party. And Abure, unfortunately, was also piloting the party like other political parties. Why did I say this? I have said it before that it is not right that political parties should be allowed to be selling their funds, 100 million, 50 million, to buy funds to contest the election. That puts a lot of people out of democracy. It means the vast majority of Nigerians cannot even contest the election because of the high cost of possession of interest funds, which is outrageous. And I expected Labour Party to mellow down, to ensure that its interest form should be one of the cheapest. But you can see now, across all the staggered election, Labour Party's forms are also expensive, so to say. So when the opponents of Abure, especially those Labour leaders, past Labour leaders and present Labour leaders, they see the amount of money supposedly that Abure has generated by selling forms alone, declaration of forms alone. You can imagine how much they got from selling forms to what do they call it? Governorship aspirants in Edo State election. You can imagine how much they will. So people will be calculating. Look at this Abure. Abure is getting so much money. He has done this with our money. He has done. They didn't. When Abu Salam was in charge, were they bothered about that? Because nobody was paying attention to Labour Party. Nobody was picking their funds. So they now feel that Labour Party is awash with cash. Labour Party is awash with cash. They are now hearing billions. They are now hearing hundreds of millions, 500 million. Their ears are blowing with that of money. So they feel, look, since Abure is having all this money and he's not even remembering us, let us do what they used to talk about in local parlance, that the chicken said that if she cannot, whatever it cannot eat, let it scatter it. So the idea is that if Abure cannot share the loot, let us scatter Labour Party. And that is another angle to it. So Abure must share the loot. he must step aside if he don't want to share the load. Or he has already eaten enough, he must leave the scene so that new people will come and chop. That's all about. It's not about the Nigerian people. They are not doing all these things that they want to take back Labour Party to make it better. Because when Labour Party was there for them, what were they able to do with Labour Party? What were the Nigerian Labour Congress able to do with Labour Party? You can imagine if the so-called political committee or whatever they have in Labour was effective. How could their presidential candidate in 2019, Usman Mohammed, get 5,074 votes in an election in which Buhari got 15 million votes, Atiku Abubakar got 11 million votes? The presidential candidate of Labour Party, whose Nigerian Labour Congress owns, and Nigerian Labour Congress has offices in all the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and they have officials everywhere. Their candidate got 5,074 votes, and these are the people they say they want to claim their party back in 2023, 2024, ahead of 2027, and people are taking them serious. The agenda is just what I told you, to make sure that Labour Party is scattered in such a way that it wouldn't be a reasonable platform for Peter Obi. But like I said, Peter Obi is bigger than the Labour Party. In fact, the obedient movement alone is bigger than the Labour Party. And the obedient movement will move with Peter Obi anywhere he goes next in 2020, ahead of 2027. You can take that for free, that I told you this here. That the obedient movement, the movement to take back Nigeria, will go with Peter Obi anywhere he goes in 2027. And it doesn't have to be Labour Party, which has already been marked out for destruction. And the Nigerian Labour Congress have keyed into that destruction. And when it is destroyed, it will return back to where it was before Peter Obi came in 2022. So for those who are obedient, for those who support Peter Obi, they should be rest assured that 2027, Peter Obi will still win. Yes, if the election is free and fair, under any platform, he will win. I can tell you that for free. If the election is free and fair, already we have seen what APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu can perform. They cannot perform better than what they are doing right now. What they are doing is just trial and error. Any day Naira come down to 1,400 Naira to the door, they celebrate. When it come down to 1,300, they will celebrate. When it goes up, they give you reasons why it went up. These are all trial and error politics. Economists they are toying with, because they don't have the capacity. They don't even have the integrity. And the world is watching them. The world is not ready to put their money in Nigeria. The only thing that will save Nigeria is just if there is another war in our rich country of international proportion. Maybe it can shut up the price of oil. Even at that, Nigeria self don't have the capacity to meet up with the present OPEC quota. Talk less of beating up whatever will come out from increase in price of oil worldwide. After all, we didn't benefit anything from the Ukraine war, while other oil producing countries benefited. To show you how useless the APC had been in managing Nigeria's economy and the oil resources in the past 8.5 years. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.